This is a question about Housing First.
Yes.
Given that a version of Housing First has been attempted in the region before with mixed results, what is your interpretation of Housing First and what learning can be taken from previous attempts? Why does it merit funding to pilot and how do you plan to fund it long term?
So why does it merit going again? Because I genuinely think, and I would probably know I went to Finland to see it in action, that if you stick at it in a serious way, and that might be one of the lessons about previous pilots, that it does deliver. The numbers from Finland are very obvious. And what I was taken by was a very, very human set of stories I've seen. Worked in US cities as well, by the way. Very human set of stories which go, if you provide someone with a place that they actually call home, rather than a temporary place they go to each night and pack their bags to every day, they can use that as a base from which to rebuild the other things. You can't get a job if you're not fixed the boat, you can't get a doctor's appointment if you don't have a location. So I personally believe it will work. And again, it's the same as the last question. That's why I put my neck on the block to persuade government to give us new funding, if not existing funding. Now, the funding we've got is probably for 3 years. That will be sufficiently long to judge whether it's been a success, and it is. And I personally think there's a real good business case to be proven around this. We've done again through the Homelessness Task Force all the numbers on the hidden cost of homelessness, 286 million over the 3-year period, the total combined authority area. You can actually say there's a really good return on investment if you do that. That's how I think we'll then convince government to continue funding.
So presumably homes will need to be built for people to be able to be offered.
Let's be clear, when we say homes, we're not talking about individual houses probably. It is probably initially a room in shared accommodation. Now, there are actually some of those already available. But what this is really about is the new money secures those. In time, we've got to build many, many more homes. And I'm sure there'll be a question in the room somewhere tonight about actually what are we going to do about that much broader new homes building challenge. But actually, the money is to secure accommodation that is already there.
And so Housing First really exclusively focuses on single adult people.
No, it doesn't, but that's very hot actually from how I described it. It can be